everyone. It's another damp and soggy day here in Massachusetts. I feel like every time I get on to see you guys this week, it's either raining, it's chilly, or something. But anywho, I wanted to come on here to share a 45-minute I can't talk today. A 45-minute yin practice that I just did. It definitely made me feel a little more energized. I also feel relaxed at the same time. So I know we can't be together in studio, but I'm excited that we can be together in this way. So enjoy this practice. Don't stop practicing, and I hope that we can be together again really soon.
Before we get started, I'd like to show you the props I used in my practice. Props are great tools in yin sequences because they provide a little extra support to the body when we're holding postures for longer periods of time. I have a bolster, 2 blocks, a sandbag, a strap, and a blanket. If you don't have any of these items at home, I uploaded an Instagram video a couple of days ago to show you how you can use items around your house as substitute for yoga props. Let's go ahead and begin by coming into a comfortable seat. I'm sitting in an easy cross-legged position with my hips propped up on a bolster to support my hips and knees. Propping up the hips also lifts the pelvis, which helps the spine to align properly. Once you're situated and comfortable, just start to move your body organically in a way that feels really good. I like to begin with gentle movements to release any traces of yang energy that may be lingering around before surrendering into longer yin holds, which balances out my energy and just feels really, really good. We'll be performing 6 poses today in our yin sequence, with a couple of short stretches in between as we transition from one pose to the next. Start to bring yourself into stillness. Feel your sitting bones grounding into the floor. Feel your shoulders dropping away from your ears. And feel your facial muscles begin to soften. Start to bring your awareness to your breath. As you breathe in, notice how your chest feels full but weightless. And as you breathe out, notice how your body sinks further into the floor. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. You might continue to rest your palms on your knees, or maybe you place one hand on top of the heart, the other on top of the belly, as I've done here. Take a slow breath in through your nose and fill up your belly, fill up your lungs, fill up the chest and hold it at the top. Then open up your mouth and let go. Once more, deep breath in through the nose, fill the belly, fill the lungs, fill the chest and hold it at the top. Open up your mouth and let go. Once more, big breath in through the nose, nice and slow, fill the belly, fill the lungs, fill the chest and hold it at the top. Open your mouth and let go. To continue to pay attention to the breath as it begins to go back to its natural rhythm. Do your best to give all of your attention to the breath as we practice today. Doing this will help you feel calm and relaxed as your internal chatter begins to become silent. Perhaps as you fill up on your inhales, you recite the word light And when you empty on the exhale, perhaps you recite the word grounded. Inhale, light. Exhale, grounded. Inhale, light. Exhale, grounded. Slowly begin to flutter the eyes open. And begin to remove any props from underneath the hips if you use them. Gently begin to stand and move towards the top of your mat as we come into our first pose, dangling, also known as ragdoll pose. Bring your feet hip bone width apart. Begin to bend from your hips and fold over your torso. Fold your torso over your thighs, rather. Folding over your torso might be a little bit difficult. Your opposite hand might grab opposite elbow as your head hangs heavy and your neck relaxes. You might find a soft bend in the knees or a deeper bend if your hamstrings are tight. This pose is great for lengthening the spine, stretching the hamstrings, and restoring overall energy. While you're in this pose for the next 3 minutes, you might imagine a little door situated at the crown of your head, opening up, and with every exhale, think of your stressors pouring out, breath by breath. You might find gentle movements as you sway from side to side. Perhaps you shake your head yes and shake it no. But if stillness is what you're looking for in this moment, then just keep breathing to gradually deepen. Slowly start to release your bind and roll up to standing. Give yourself a much needed stretch, and we'll meet back on the floor to set up for deer pose. Keep your tailbone grounded and reach the crown of the head up towards the sky. Slide your right foot forward so your shin is almost parallel to the top of your mat. But if you feel any discomfort in your knee, keep the heel of your right foot closer to your groin. Next, rotate your left foot out and extend your left leg behind you until your left shin is parallel to the side of the mat. Place your right hand behind you and your left hand on your knee for a gentle spinal twist. I love this pose because not only does it open up the hips, but you have the extra benefit of adding a spinal twist here. I've also placed a sandbag on my left thigh to draw my left hip bone down a little bit more, just to deepen. So if you'd like to try that, grab your sandbag and place it on your thigh here. As you inhale, you might lengthen the crown of the head up towards the sky. And as you exhale, you might deepen the twist. More seconds here in this pose. Keep breathing deeply. Keep thinking on the inhale, I am light. Exhale, I am grounded. Take one final breath in. Exhale. Let's begin to transition to the other side. Draw the feet down towards the floor and windshield wiper the hips back and forth. This should feel really good after holding that deer pose for 2 minutes. And it sets you up perfectly to take this pose on the other side. So go ahead and set it up the same way you did on the other side, maybe placing that sandbag this time on your right thigh to draw the right hip down. Your left hand will come behind you. Your right hand will come onto your left knee. As soon as I stop fiddling with my Apple Watch, we'll get started. The timer wasn't working for me. I apologize. And here we go. As you inhale, lengthen the crown of the head up towards the sky. As you exhale, maybe deepen the twist. Another 15 seconds here. Taking these next few moments to maybe deepen into your spinal twist one more time if you'd like. Ready. Slowly start to turn your torso forward. Remove that sandbag if you have it. Windshield wiper your legs from side to side once more. And now we're going to set up for side seal pose. So side seal is just basically a very, very gentle side plank. We're going to start on our right hand side. Rest your right hip on the floor, keeping your legs extended towards the back of your mat. pull your shoulders back and lift up your chest. You can put your left hand either on your left leg, as I'm doing here, just resting it gently, or you can tent your left fingertips in front of you. I've also placed my elbow on a block to make this a little bit more gentle, but if you'd like to make it a little more challenging, you can turn your right fingers towards the front of your mat, lengthen the arm, press up into it, and that gets a little bit deeper into the right side body, but I was just enjoying this gentleness and feeling a little lazy, so I chose to modify. Another nice bonus of this pose is the ability to stretch the left side of the neck, as I'm doing here. You can drop your right ear to your right shoulder and just rock your neck from side to side. About another 10 seconds here. Keep breathing deeply into your right side body. As we begin to transition out of this pose, start to bend your knees up towards your chest. Reach your top arm overhead, take a nice side body stretch, and make your way back to a comfortable seat. Before we transition to the other side, let's do some extra stretches to show our neck a little more love. Take some neck rolls, a couple of times in one direction, a couple of times in the other direction, and then interlace your hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders down by gently pressing your chest forward and drawing the knuckles towards your tailbone. Bend your left elbow and place the left forearm on the small of your back. Sit up tall and point the right elbow to the right, dropping your right ear towards the right shoulder. Then slowly begin to draw your right elbow behind you like a hinge closing on a door. Keep drawing your right elbow back until you feel sensation in the neck, and then pause to breathe deeply into this wonderful stretch. Breathing deeply. Release the bind, and let's set up for side seal on the other side. Grab whatever props you used on the other side. I have my block, and set yourself up the same way you did on the other side. Finding your side seal pose. I'm actually thinking of renaming this as Cleopatra pose. It looks quite regal. I'm sure you all at home look amazing. Then again, have that option to drop your left ear to your left shoulder, rock the head back and forth, feeling that great stretch in the right side of your body. Right side of my neck is a little bit tighter than the left, so I'm enjoying an extended period of neck rolls here. We have about 7 more seconds as we begin to transition to the other side. Breathing continually into left side body to lengthen. Draw the knees to the chest, right arm reaches overhead, stretch, and come back to a comfortable seat once again. And let's take that wonderful neck stretch on the other side. Take a few neck rolls. And when you're ready, interlace your hands behind your back. Bending right elbow, placing right forearm on the small of the back. Dropping left ear to left shoulder. And closing your left elbow back like a door hinge until you feel sensation in the right side of your neck. So enjoy the stretch and breathe deeply here. Just a few more seconds. Slowly begin to transition out. But keep the bind in your hands. Inhale, lift up the chest. And as you exhale, slowly start to surrender down for a juicy shoulder stretch. If this doesn't feel good for you, you can grab opposite hand to opposite elbow if your shoulders are very tight. And you have an option to place a block or a bolster underneath your forehead if this doesn't feel good in your back. Slowly begin to rise up and release your bind. Tent the fingers behind you and gently send your heart forward by squeezing your shoulder blades back gently as you press your chest up and your head slowly begins to come back. Be mindful of your throat. If you're starting to feel like your breath is becoming short, then turn your gaze right up at the ceiling. You might clench and unclench your teeth here, feeling a nice stretch in the front of the throat. Slowly come back to center. Take a couple of shoulder rolls forward and back as many times as feel good. Reach your arms overhead. Take a side body stretch, side to side. Interlace your hands behind your head. Drop your head into your hands. Lift up. Draw elbows in and then tuck your chin to your chest. So think cat spine here. So this should feel really good in the shoulder blades. Release this pose and make your way onto your back once again for our next pose, cat's pulling its tail. That is a mouthful. So you're going to bend your right knee and grab onto your foot as I'm doing here, like a cat pulling its tail, just as it says. If you can't reach your foot with your hand, you can take a strap around the top of the foot and grab onto it from there. Draw your heel closer to your glute until you feel sensation in your quad muscle on the right side. Next, you're going to extend the left foot out in front of you. If you can't If you can't quite reach once again, use a strap. If you have tightness in the legs, then maybe you bend the knee and place your leg on a block or a bolster. I've placed my foot on a block here just because I'm feeling a little bit lazy. I didn't feel like holding my leg. And once you're settled in, turn your gaze to the left. Keep breathing deeply here. Keep thinking as you inhale, I am light. Exhale, I am grounded. Slowly begin to transition out of this pose. Hug the left knee into your chest. Hug the right knee into your chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze. Maybe start to rotate the knees outward and inward. Nice counter stretch for the hips here. And get ready to set up for cat pulling its tail on the opposite side. Setting yourself up with your props, settling in and enjoying the stretch, feeling your body slowly open as you breathe deeply. Slowly begin to transition out of this pose. Hug right knee into the chest. Hug left knee into the chest. Maybe this time, rock from side to side, massaging out the low back. Maybe making some arches with the knees. The toes point towards the floor as the knees draw in and the toes come down to the other side. So this feels really good. It's a nice massage. It's a nice self-assist that you can do for yourself here. It particularly feels good on your lats, those big muscles on the side of the spine. And then hug the knees tightly and just rock from side to side. Extend to a full body stretch as you inhale deeply. And exhale, relax. Let's transition now to banana pose. Let me get this bolster out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So banana pose is going to feel really good, especially since we did those arc-like movements to massage our lats. What you're going to do is you're going to bring your right foot to the right front corner of your mat, and your left foot will join. What I've done is I've stacked my left ankle on top of my right ankle because it deepens the stretch. Then your right arm will reach towards the right side of your mat, and your left arm will reach up to meet it. Now, I like to bind my right wrist with my left hand to deepen. Once again, I really love a nice side body stretch. It's very energizing. It opens up left side body even more. And it also helps to clear out the lungs, to help us breathe a little bit more deeply. Take whatever modifications or challenges feel good in your body. And just settle in here for another minute or so. Inhale, come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Deep breath in. Exhale, full body stretch. Let's transition to banana pose on the opposite side, setting up the same way you did before. Either going deeper by stacking the right ankle on top of the left ankle, or by letting the feet come close together. No stacking. Just feel really good. Breathe deeply into right side body. Feel your right lung expand. Feel your lungs clearing out. So when our lungs feel clear, it helps us to feel invigorated and gives us a little more energy. Settle in here for another breath. Reminding yourself to breathe in, feeling light. Breathe out, feeling grounded. Take a deep, full breath in and let go. Slowly start to make your way to center. Inhale, full body stretch. Exhale, hug knees into your chest. One more time, inhale, full body stretch. And as you exhale, slowly start to lift up. We're going to come into our last pose here together. Viparita Karani, also known as legs up the wall, and it's exactly what it says it is. If you have a wall close by, you can drag your mat over to the wall and just let your feet come up and place it on the wall. Or you can do what I've done. You can place a bolster underneath the hips, or a block works here too. And I've also slid a sandbag underneath my shoulders to keep my neck in line with my spine, to avoid me tucking my chin into my chest. You might find a slight bend in the knee. And just begin to settle in here. This is the queen mother of relaxing poses here, my friend. Well, okay, I guess it's a close second to Shavasana, but this should feel really, really good. inversions. Make everything start to flow in the opposite direction. Brings harmony and balance into the body. And it sort of forces us to look at things from another perspective, which is something that we could all use from time to time. Just enjoy the stretch and enjoy the sensation of letting go. Slowly begin to make your way out of your Viparita Karani. Gently place your feet on the floor. Remove the bolster from underneath your hips. Remove the sandbag from your shoulders if you used it. If you're on a wall, feel free to stay there as we're moving into our final pose, our Shavasana. You can take your Shavasana as we traditionally would, just lying on your back. Do what feels good. Today, I'm taking my Shavasana as a hybrid of a bunch of things. I'm taking mine as a reclined butterfly with my knees supported underneath the bolster because it's a great stretch for my low back. And I'm also taking my Shavasana as a supported fish pose with a block between my shoulder blades and another block supporting my head. Heart openers tend to have a way of relaxing me very deeply, so I love taking my Shavasana in a pose that offers those types of benefits. Finally, I placed a sandbag on my torso because the feeling of being grounded for me is very, very comforting, and it helps me to settle into my meditation. I've also tend to run cold, so that's what the blanket is for. And I like to use this while I begin to settle in. And after you've found your most comfortable place of rest, begin to settle in. Feel your body becoming heavier on the mat as you fall deeper into a state of relaxation. Although your physical body may feel heavy, as though you were a stone being plunged into a riverbed, your mental, internal body is light, as though you were floating on a cloud. You are sinking deeper and deeper, but floating higher and higher. You feel grounded as the back of the head presses itself into the earth underneath you. Your forehead, face, and neck are softening, feeling light and feeling lifted. The back of your arms and your palms are sinking into the earth, while the front of your arms stretch out like wings about to take flight. Your back is cemented into the floor, but your torso lifts up as your heart flutters and breath comes in. You feel weightless. The back of your legs fall deeper into the ground as the front of your legs feel like they're levitating upward. You are grounded. You are light. As I begin to count backward from the number 10, allow yourself to enter into a trance-like state where grounding and lightness become one. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So gently, you can start to bring your awareness back, inviting gentle movements back into the body, wiggling fingers and toes, rocking the head from side to side. Used any props, gently start to remove them. Feel your body flat on the earth if you've had props to hold you up, and notice how you feel at this very moment. Allowing your energy to come back in. Feeling a sense of refreshment, feeling renewed, feeling restored. Hug your knees into your chest, rock side to side, give yourself an affectionate squeeze. Thank yourself for showing up today. And when you're ready, rolling onto your right hand side in a fetal pose. Just allowing yourself to reset, allowing yourself to come back into the moment. And when you're ready, press yourself up, taking a quick scan of the body, noticing how you feel, drawing your hands together at heart space. Noticing, feeling your strength from within. Drawing thumbs up to the middle of the forehead to your third eye, where we all acknowledge the divine light and the eternal fire that burns within every one of us. From my light to yours, namaste.